Hello, hello. My name is Dan, and today I'm reviewing the Ultralight Adventure Equipment Circuit. This is a 68-liter, fully framed ultralight pack, and I've actually been using this since my very first backpacking trip in 2015. And I most recently used this pack in frameless mode without a hip belt on my trip last month to Dolly Sods. If you want to check out that trip, as well as my thoughts on using the circuit as a frameless pack without a hip belt, check out the link up there. Now, I should also mention that I did recently buy a new pack to replace the circuit. I'll go into the reasons for that at the very end of the video, and look for a review of my new pack, whatever it is, in the coming weeks. But enough of that, let's talk about some of the features of the circuit. It has a really big mesh pocket on the front, which I love, so that I have quick access to anything that I need throughout the day, instead of having to go inside my pack. In fact, I don't think I will ever buy a pack that does not have a mesh pocket. Now, the material of the pocket seems to have evolved over time. At first, it was a really stretchy mesh. This one does not have much stretch to it at all, but it's really durable, which I love. But now it seems like it's gone back to a really stretchy mesh again, if you look at photos on their website. It has a front shock cord, so you can hang any wet clothes or something else you need to dry. It has dual trekking pole holders on the top and bottom. It has on both sides. It has huge side pockets. You could fit a 1 liter Nalgene bottle and still have some room to spare. And the thing that I love the most about the side pockets is this little bungee cord that you can cinch down and then lock in place with this little toggle. And so you could lock anything in your side pockets that you have in there so they don't fall out. Love, love, love that feature of the side pockets. There's also a small drainage hole on each side pocket. So you can stick like your water filter in there, which is what I do, and you can let it drain out. It'll just go right out this little hole. The shoulder strap routes inside of the side pocket through this hole, which is kind of large, so you need to be careful about what you put in the side pocket so it does not fall out of this hole. It has a pretty simple yet effective compression system. It has 2 compression straps on the sides near the top, as well as a strap on the very top of the pack, so you can really cinch down whatever you have in the pack, especially if it's really filled up really high. You can also use a strap to carry things like a sleeping pad or even a bear canister or anything else that you want to have on the top of the pack. Now, the circuit is a roll top style design, but the cool thing about it is they have the straps on the sides, so you can really cinch it down from the top and have great top compression. If you don't want to cinch it down on the sides, because the connectors on them are male and female, you can just clip them on the top like a traditional roll top style bag. Now, on the inside, I did mention that this is a fully framed pack. So it has a single aluminum stay running on the inside down the center. That helps to transfer weight to your hips. And it also has a carbon fiber loop that runs around the pack. And that not only helps to transfer some additional weight to your hips, but also just gives the pack some form and structure. Then on the inside, there is a water bladder holder, and they do have routing on either side if you like to use those lines with the water bladder. And it also comes with an interior stash pocket, so you can stick your keys in here, wallet, or anything else that you don't want to lose. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this in the video, but the bottom of it is actually tapered, which helps to bring the load toward the bottom of the pack closer to your back. And it has some straps on either side of the hip belt buckle to also bring that load in the bottom of the pack a little closer to your body. The hip belt strap on the circuit is kind of unique. So instead of having just one big strap that you cinch down from either side, it has 4 adjustment points. So it can really dial in the fit on the hip belt as much as possible. So if you find that on the top it's a little loose, you can just pull in the top ones a little more, or vice versa with the bottom. I really, really like this about the circuit, so that you can get as best of a fit on the hip belt as possible. Also has dual hip belt pockets, which are pretty decent size. Can definitely fit a phone in there and some snacks and anything else you need to have throughout the day. The shoulder straps on the Circuit also have quite a few features on them as well. They have these little water bottle holders on either side, and you can just put a water bottle, like a standard 20-ounce bottle or a half-liter bottle, and wrap around the bottom and the top, and that'll hold your water bottle in place, and you have two of those. So pretty ultralight way to keep a bottle nice and handy in front of you when you're hiking. The Circuit also has these pretty cool little hand rests that you can loop your thumbs through and then just let them sit there. And the advantage of that is if you normally don't use trekking poles and your hands are just down to your side, the blood keeps flowing, keeps rushing to your hands, and it'll make your hands kind of swell up. So if you use these, the blood will flow back through your arms and your hands won't swell. And they actually work pretty well. If I was not a trekking pole user, I would definitely keep these things on here because they're pretty nice. It has a sternum strap, of course, and it has two styles of shoulder straps that you can choose. I'm using the J style, which is the more traditional style of shoulder strap, but they also have an S style. And an S style is more commonly comfortable for women so that it can curve around your breasts, as well as guys with really big, bulky shoulders. And it has load lifters, which really helps to take the load off your shoulders a little bit. And you can also adjust them to try and get a 45-degree angle, which is ideal for load lifters. All right, let's talk about the specs of the Circuit. Starting off with the volume of the pack. The pack is 68 liters in total, but to break that down a little further, you get 39 liters on the interior of the pack, as well as an additional 8 liters in the extension collar, 6.5 liters on the outside mesh pocket, another 6.5 liters each for the side pockets, and 1.5 liters each for the hip belt pockets. ULA rates the carrying capacity of the Circuit at 35 pounds. Personally, I would never want to carry 35 pounds in any pack, but I do believe that you can carry this comfortably up to 35 pounds. The weight of the Circuit is 41 ounces, but there are quite a few things that you can remove from the pack, such as the water bottle holders and all the corresponding clips, 0.4 ounces for the pair. The hand rests, 0.8 ounces for the pair. The shock cord, which is 3 ounces. The water bladder pocket, 1.4 ounces. The stash pocket, 1.1 ounces. The aluminum stay, 3 ounces. Carbon fiber loop, 1.2 ounces. And the hip belt, 8 ounces. So you can get this pack down from 41 ounces to 22.1 ounces. Now that's frameless, without a hip belt, and all the extra stuff completely removed. Whew, that was a lot of math. Let's talk about something else. The material on the pack is a 210D Robic nylon, and this stuff is tough. Man, oh man. I mean, you can just feel how abrasion resistant this stuff is. It's really tough without being incredibly heavy, which I love about this pack. However, the material is not waterproof by any means, but they do include a 3-ounce sil nylon pack cover. Now, I obviously got the green color, but it also comes in red, orange, purple, black, and camo, which is a Cordura fabric that's slightly heavier. However, for an extra charge, you can also customize virtually every surface on the Circuit with whatever color you want, as well as, for an extra charge, custom embroidery so you can put your trail name on the pack. And the Circuit, as of today, is priced at $235. Let's end with some of my likes and dislikes. I'm going to go over my dislikes first. My first dislike is the fact that the hip belt buckle is a little small, and that can kind of be somewhat painful on your abdomen. I've heard the same complaint from other people as well. I don't think it's personally really painful, and I tend to just take like my mini towel, roll it up, and stick it behind the buckle, and then I'm fine. But the very fact that I have to do that to be as comfortable as I can be with this buckle is a bit of a dislike of mine. I'm also not a huge fan of the really large opening in those side pockets that I talked about. I'm always worried that something's going to fall out of there, and it just kind of sucks that you can't put like pretty much anything you want in those pockets. You have to be somewhat careful about what you put in there. Now, I think they do that so that the strap for the shoulder strap has a lot of room and movement, so it's not rubbing against anything. But nevertheless, it could just be a little smaller. My next dislike is kind of a wish list item for me. As much as I love to have that strap on the top of the pack, I kind of wish that it would be a Y-strap design. Having two contact points on the top of the pack just helps to secure whatever you have on there, especially if you have something big, round, and heavy like a bear canister. So even though I still like that top strap, I don't have any problems with it necessarily, I would just prefer to have a Y-strap. Another wish list item for me would be daisy chains on the shoulder straps. Now, they do have a lot of attachment points on the shoulder straps already, but I'm a really big fan of having daisy chains. I think it's just a lot more versatile. So this is not necessarily a dislike, but just again, another wish list item for me. And lastly, the hip belt pockets could be bigger. They're not small, but they're not big. So maybe just a little bigger to fit more stuff would be another dislike of mine. Now let's go into what I like about the Circuit. Number one, first and foremost, is the durability of this pack and the overall build quality of it. Like I mentioned, this 210 Robic nylon is super, super tough. I would have no hesitations about taking this thing bushwhacking, or if you just want a pack that's going to last you a long time, look no further than the Circuit, or any ULA packs for that matter. And the overall build quality of it, I cannot find a single loose thread or bad stitch anywhere on this thing. ULA has been doing this for a long time, and it shows in the quality of their packs. My second like is the comfort. Now, I was a little skeptical about this at first because of the simple design, but the simple design actually works in its favor. I am totally comfortable in this pack. My back, my hips, my shoulders, everything is great. And I think that's a big testament to how well the weight transfers to your hips. This thing just works when it comes to weight transfer, and it really shows up in the overall comfort of the pack. Another one of my likes, I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I love having those bungee cords on the side pockets. It is so awesome to be able to pull those things over and make sure that whatever you have in your side pockets is nice and secure. Now, again, it'd be even better if those holes in the side pockets weren't so big so that anything you put in there is nice and secure. But nevertheless, those bungee cords are awesome. In fact, I love them so much that I'm not sure if I would ever buy a pack without them. My other like is the compression system on this pack. Not only the straps on the side, but also the big strap on the top, and especially the roll top style design with the straps on the side to really cinch this pack down. The compression system overall is just awesome. Again, it is also quite simple, but in this case, simplicity pays off because it just works. My last and final like are all the customizations you can do with this pack. Not just the colors and stuff, which I don't really care that much about, but especially the sizing customizations. The torso size you can change, the hip belt size you can change, and even the style of the shoulder straps again, from J style or S style, really is awesome that they give you all those options. So after saying all these great things about the Circuit, why in the world did I get a new pack? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Ultimately, I just don't need all this space. Now, I've spent a lot of time and effort into really dialing down my pack, both with weight and volume, and I just don't need a 68-liter pack anymore. I still love this pack. It is a great, great pack, and I probably will continue to use it on certain trips, but ultimately for me, again, I just don't need that extra space. That about does it for my review of the Circuit. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, have fun out there. Ouch. No, I had that right the first time, right? Yes, what do you need? What do you need now? I'm doing a lot of hand gesturing today. I just noticed my fly has been open this whole time. Ta-da! Was that exciting? Yes, that was so exciting. Yes, he thought that was exciting. She thought that was exciting. So exciting.